video is sponsored by Squarespace. More on them in a bit. Thought we were done in my closet, but we're not. We've got some adjustments to make. I think it's safe to say that summer is over here in Toronto. I no longer will be wearing hot weather clothes. I think we fully embraced fall temperature. So as a result, I have pieces in here that I need to go swap my cold weather clothes that are located underneath my bed. I have them in vacuum seal bags underneath my bed, so they're ready to do the whole swap-a-roo. I ended up buying for this fall winter wardrobe another one of these shelving units from IKEA that I'm gonna put on the clothing rack here, because this clothing rack has a lot of dresses that I will be packing away. They're more summer dresses. I think I'm gonna open up some room and end up using those shelves on this rack for a lot of my knits. I'm trying as hard as I can to avoid hanging any of my knits unless they have like hanging time, because more often than not I just find the hanger ruins the shoulders of knit, and I just want to avoid as much as possible. I think it's much better to store them folded. The great thing about this is that in the spring and summer, when the dresses come back, I can collapse this and store them with my clothes in those bins, so I can really make the closet just a different functioning space that really fits the needs of each season. That's the plan. I'm going to start going through my summer clothes. Concerned, I'm not gonna lie. I really hope these are able to hold a lot. I 100% forgot how bulky cold weather clothes are. So that's the one hiccup to all this. I'm like, ooh, I hope I have enough room for everything, because I already did. I filled up like about half a bag, 3/4 of a bag of fall winter clothing that I'm like, okay, it's time to depart with. I should have gotten rid of it when I was going through my closet in the summer, but sometimes you just need to marinate on a decision. The saving grace of this organizer set are these drawers, because I have currently hanging space dedicated to camis, and I think we're gonna transfer them to one of these. Should save me some room too. I'm just a little stressed. I love how I'm acting like I'm saving all this room. There's literally 4 camis. And these two, I'm still up in the air on whether or not I should keep them. I haven't worn them in a while, but I feel like a floral print is sometimes handy under a blazer to add like something different. I don't know. This is one of those ones where I gotta keep an eye on. If I don't wear it in the next 6 months, it needs to go. Progress. This process is a lot less overwhelming than when I did this in the summer, because like a lot of the bulky work is done. This is just like trying to adapt the system to work for my fall wardrobe, and I see a light at the tunnel that is very close, rather than when I did this project in the summer. I was like, oh, I got so much to do. I'm gonna keep folding. I ended up transferring all my t-shirts to one of these, and they fit really nicely. I still have room for 1, 2, something in there, some camis here, and it's just, I think, something that will work out nicely. And then my other one I have pretty empty, and I'm probably gonna leave it more or less like this. There's a couple bodysuits that I don't go to very often, and there's room to grow, because let's face it, I'm sure I will have more things to add at some point, but I'm gonna try and keep it empty. And now when I look at the closet, I've got 3 shelves here and 4 shelves here for knits. So I actually feel a lot better right now about the situation. Stay tuned. Also gotta just refold some of my workout gear. Let's do this. I finished. I've got knits here. I've got knits here. These are cardigans. I've actually got some dresses back there, lighter sweaters, and then all the bulkier stuff is pretty much over here. I think that's probably the best solution, because it keeps these off the hangers. I know I keep saying it, but I have lost too many sweaters to these guys. No more, I say. And there's still some room up here for some hanging stuff, and I'm sure I'll rearrange as I go, but not too shabby. Real problem area right now is my living room because I've got the underbed bins all opened. This is my bag of donate clothes. I have to re-vacuum seal these, put them under the bed, and then we're good to go. But on good news, I think there's gonna be actual room in these bins. That's awesome because that means that I can put some coats that are more fall coats, not winter coats, in here when I'm done with them, because this coat rack is looking a little crazy. But I also think my bed, underneath my bed, can fit one more of these bins, and I feel like I need to buy another one just so that I have, again, like that extra wiggle room. I need to get this sorted because this ain't cute. I've been using Squarespace for nearly 3 years to run my blog, CaitlinDeSilva.com, the all-in-one platform that has made starting, designing, and updating a site of my own so easy. The internet is filled with opportunities for you to create a career on your own terms, whether that means building a loyal following or simply finding like-minded people that also share your passion for all-consuming books, quirky raccoon memes, or the latest tech. And launching a blog of your own can be a great starting point. Squarespace helps make starting as pain-free as possible by offering a plethora of stunning templates to choose from that can help make your website look clean and professional. Once you choose your template, you are then free to customize things even further by changing each template's fonts, colors, page layouts, and more. When I decided I wanted to create a spot on my site to highlight some of my favorite products, it took me minutes to create a new page that got me excited to fill in. Curious to give Squarespace a try for yourself? I don't blame you. You can check out squarespace.com today for a free trial and use the URL squarespace.com/Caitlin'sCorner to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain when you're ready to launch. I feel like it's a recipe for a vlog on this channel to have a scene in the kitchen where I show you things I picked up. I had to go to Nespresso today to stock up on coffee. I was nearly out, like dangerously low on coffee. If I didn't go today, it would have been a bad situation tomorrow. And in case you're ever wondering about what capsules I get, I got 2 of Malazio. This is a really great like neutral coffee if you have people over that don't like anything frilly. This is what I usually give them. I think it has a cereal undertone. It's 6 on the intensity scale. It goes from 0 or 1 to 10. 1 sleeve of golden caramel. I do really like golden caramel, but I only got 1 this time because the rest I just stocked up on sweet vanilla. I really love sweet vanilla as my everyday. I think especially since they reformulated the barista collection, sweet vanilla has just been my go-to, but Malazio has surprised me lately. This has also been one I've been grabbing for. I was near HomeSense, so I popped in and found this really cute mini crochet kit for a little fox. They had a ton of different animals. Admittedly, not all of the animals were really on the cute side. Gotta say that right there. I feel like the fox was probably one of the cutest of the bunch, but it's $10. It gives you all the yarn you need, even a little crochet needle and the instructions on how to make this. So although I, have my own crochet supplies, like I've got yarn and I've got crochet needles, I got this kit because I feel like it's great. It's a great way for me to try a new, like I've made the chickens, but with the chickens, I didn't have to practice changing colors with my stitches. I didn't have to make arms or legs or attach a head. So I feel like this is a really simple pattern to experiment with that without having to commit on my end to buying all this yarn for a new project. Like everything I need for this one thing is here and I'm not left with all this excess yarn. So I feel like this is a great way to just like also practice new techniques. It's recommended for ages 8+, so theoretically this should be something I'm capable of doing. I always hit February and March feeling like I'm a zombie indoors because it's so dark all the time and it's cold. So I'd like to rethink of this season as an opportunity to be more creative. So something like this is great. It was $10, not that bad. And I feel like if you wanted to try crocheting, a kit like this would be a really, cost-efficient way to dabble in. Speaking of doing activities, creative activities, for the holiday season, I got this beautiful puzzle from Indigo. If you've never seen like this line of puzzles that they do, Indigo's been doing them for a bit. The best way I can describe them is, in addition to being like a really beautiful scenery happening here, they're also like this soft touch mat. It's a really beautiful feeling puzzle to put together, which I, you know, can't complain about. And I love the set that's happening here. Actually, this is like a little bit of a bigger visual, like a little mantle, and every time you look at it you find a new thing to admire. I love the little nutcracker here. While I was at Indigo, I was also browsing their new papier collection that they're stocking. It's not theirs, it's a collection. I don't know where it's from, if it's a UK brand or a brand in the US. And this pad is a delicious everyday meal planner. How funky is this cover? I love everything about it. I love the pop of color, the commitment to color that it is with this hot pink, the blueberries. It's just a really funky meal planner. It's not like super neutral. I feel like in design you can lean too much in neutral land, and sometimes like you just feel like this surge to combat that with a lot of color. I'm really curious to see how, like, if design in general, because I feel like we are in a neutral period of design for home decor and wardrobes, if we kind of have this counter movement of like bam color. And I feel like you've kind of already seen that with we had the minimalist movement, and then there's like almost like this pocket of energy that people are having towards the maximalist look as well. Culture is so interesting that way. Culture, fashion, you know, so many things. I feel like when you swing in one direction, you get like this counter push eventually, and sometimes you land usually somewhere in the middle. But that's a lot of thoughts about the cover of a notepad. Anyways, I don't even know if you can see. Yeah, you can see, right? There's a section for each day of the week, and each column represents breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The pages are perforated so you can easily rip them out. And then also you can see there's like this grocery list section. Grocery list part actually is able to come out too, which I think is genius, because I have that complaint all the time with grocery lists on meal planners like this. If it's attached to the meal planner page, how do you take the grocery list with you? So this allows you to take this and keep this. Now that I'm feeling over whatever took over my body 3 weeks ago, I want to get back into really intentional meal planning. Particularly, I might sound like a surprise, but my problem area is actually lunch. Sometimes I'll have a late breakfast, so that kind of covers breakfast and lunch, but truly, like, I'm missing a meal in there very regularly, and that's not good. That's not it. I need to fuel myself properly. Of course, I could do this with a pen and paper. Let me de-influence you. You don't need this, but I do really like it when things are pretty. I think I commit to the process more, and I just really love like the concept of this. Add my pods to my potato bin, which is where I keep all of my Nespresso pods. But something funny that happened at Nespresso today, I put in my order for all my pods, you know, and then afterwards it said, please see a sales associate to get your gift. And I figured, oh, maybe like because I spent a certain amount, I'm getting something. Well, tell me why. The gift that they gave me was simply like this card that tells me if I refer a friend to Nespresso, I can get $50 of coffee. I just thought it was so funny because I was like fully expecting a gift, and I'm like, is this a gift for me or is this a gift for you? Maybe it was worded differently and I'm like reading into things. Maybe it said like, see a sales associate for a special offer. I don't know. But I guess like if you want $70 off of a machine and 5 coffee sleeves, I'll have my referral code below. Recycling. It is crunch time, folks. I was gonna do a whole get ready with me for Halloween, but I got no time for that. So this is the top half. I gotta put on my leather pants, and then we gotta accessorize a little bit more. But this is my makeup. I'm gonna be a pirate. Very basic costume, but it's gonna do the trick. I think I'm gonna do solid black leather pants. These are such a commitment, and it's a house party, so like, who knows how caliente it's gonna be in there. This is a very last minute costume in the sense that I ordered this belt that's gonna go like this, and I had Instacart do it. It's technically a one size fits all belt, but there's a one size and a one size plus, which is great that there's more options, but why call it one size? Because it's so easy to get confused. So I folded the fabric over and was able to make it smaller, and I had to break out my sewing kit. Thank goodness I have this mason jar sewing kit. Have I ever sewed in my life? No, this is like something I've always had in emergencies. So I'm hoping my sewing was adequate enough to just keep this going tonight, because I can always fix it. And the creme de la creme is this hat. I think it'll do the job. The only thing I didn't get to do is paint my nails red. I have this beautiful red that I think would have been a fun pizzazz, but it is what it is. After the Halloween party, which was a success, I made my way home, and the next day it was time for my family's monthly investing meeting, and it was spooky-ified. My mom went all out with Halloween decorations and we all wore costumes while talking about the stock market, which is a very normal thing to do. And then my mom and I took over the coffee table in the living room to do another indigo puzzle that she had bought. It's so gorgeous and it was really relaxing, a really therapeutic way, I guess, to end the weekend. Here I am at my parents' editing the video that you're currently seeing. It's very funky. A huge thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Be sure to click the link in the description box below to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Holiday season is going to be coming around the corner now that we're making our way past spookiness. It's wild. I just feel like this year is flying by, but lots of good stuff coming up. So if there's any things that you want to specifically see me talk about, let me know in the comments. I'll see you soon with a new one, and until then, bye guys.